Game started.
Nechzig. I wonder what that is from Russia. Okay, d4. Nechzig. Okay, d4, g6. What is this, a kingside fianchetto? We could be going into a King's Indian defense, I guess, from here. Or a modern defense. Yeah, I guess this is the modern. If you delay the development of the knight, we could still transpose. No, we're not going to transpose into a King's Indian at this point. So because of that move order, I didn't ever play f4. Sometimes you can play f4 instead of c4 the way I did. Another way to play against this setup. So let's think about this a little bit. He's got, well, if I push on with d5, these are your main options, are d5 or e5. So I push on with d5 and he pushes forward, then he liberates his light squared bishop and captivates, traps his dark squared bishop. He might just exchange if I do that. I can, of course, leave the center fluid for a while. And if I push on with e5 and he goes this way, then his light squared bishop becomes bad. So those are the choices. I may wait for him. If he plays a move like c5, then I'll probably push on with d5, and that will kind of settle things. But he plays c6 instead. So the question is, do I want to play d5 and kind of squash these pawns here? It's going to force some exchanges. Let's see. d5, c takes, e takes, e takes, and then it's defended. Yeah, I can actually get a strong pawn there. He can take my knight. I think I'll do that. I like to open up a line or two. I think I have a slight edge in development, not a whole lot, but certainly an edge in space. So let's open up a line in the center. He can't, since there's two pawns that are being attacked, he can't avoid trading at least one of them. He can push past and wait for me to take, though. That might be an idea.
Check.
Oh, he takes the knight first, okay. He takes the knight and goes after my pawn. So let's defend that pawn. Question is, do I want to play queen b3 and have the queen over here? I can also defend it with the bishop. I like this queen b3 idea, though. The queen is not, if it's not getting harassed immediately, that seems like a decent square for the queen. Maybe it can support a bishop coming out to a3 and hitting his pawn. Okay, so he goes for this setup. He pushes the c pawn forward. So I could take the e pawn and open up the f file, I guess, or he could take with the bishop and get pressure on my weak pawns here. I guess it's better for me to leave the pawns as they are. I would prefer it if he takes. And if he pushes past with e5, I'll just have to live with that. Okay, he can play a bishop to a4 here. My queen will drop back to b2, I guess. How about if he's sort of neglected his king side over here. Maybe he's planning to castle queen side, but this move intending to annoy black by preventing him from castling. Okay, he's got a knight that could come in too. Yeah. But I'm covering this square b4, so I'm not sure where the knight is going. Maybe the knight's going to c7. Okay, so I should probably push on in the center, since he's leaving his king in the center. I could start with e6, d takes e6, or I could move the knight. It's kind of an interesting idea. Move the knight and push the f pawn forward. I guess I don't want to give up the square f5 for his knight. That would hit my bishop here, and that would be a bit embarrassing. If my queen could rapidly transfer over to this side of the board, then already I'd be thinking about an attack on f7. But it looks like that's not happening immediately. it looks like he's going to try and push through. Okay, let's get the f-pawn up. And I may have to just drop this knight back. Oh, there he goes. He went for... Well, that's no good. That's no good, is it? Because of this move. The knight took away the... I mean, I should have thought of that. Somehow that's caught me by surprise. But really, the knight... so, knight takes, king takes, bishop takes. And is the bishop trapped? That's the question. Maybe it's one of those cases where I get two pieces for the rook. If I take the if I don't take the rook, then and just retreat the knight, then maybe my bishop is trapped, huh? And similarly with knight takes. So this opens up the f-file here. Oh, this gives a square for the bishop. The bishop is not trapped. Okay, so he's attacking over here on the queen side. If I take, he can take with the bishop or the rook. But probably with the bishop. And that will allow me to...
check.
at least get rid of a piece. And then I'll have to move my queen out of the way. But I didn't see any big follow-through there. So 2 rooks and a bishop. Yeah, I'm up the exchange. He took a knight and I took a rook. And as long as I can save my bishop, which it has the square f6 I can come out to. But it might be simpler for me just to leave it there and play a move like queen f2. Threaten check here on f7. That would force some action. His knight has no great moves. His knight can go back to his knight could go to e7 here. Aha, he plays the pawn forward. Okay. The bishop is defending the c-pawn. I just noticed that. That's convenient. So let's... which way should I take? I guess I should take here. He can take back with the rook on the f-file. Really? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. He's just letting me take stuff here. If I can open up this f-file, surely it's going to be good for me. Yeah, he can hit the queen. And then where's he going from there? Yeah, it chases me off the f-file, that is true. Maybe this square. He's got a rook. A rook here. Queen can go into g7 and threaten, actually, checkmate here with queen to, what's that? Queen to f7 and d7, or d7 and f7 is a mating threat. So he goes here with the rook. Okay, let's take that. And can I play, that's the question, can I play my queen to the 7th rank here? I want to play this, but it doesn't come with a check, so I have to make sure he doesn't have a reply here that wins. He gets checks along the diagonal is a problem. The queen could come to this square or this square with a check, and then chase my king away, and then the knight comes in here with check, which that would be annoying. Okay, so maybe it's not working. I need to get my queen to a get my queen to a light square where I can come in with a check, but I also want to hold on to some key squares over here. Let's see what he does. If he pushes the pawn forward. Oh, you know what? I always have this move bishop to... I should probably play that now. Bishop to d4 there will block the checks along this diagonal. That would help a lot. Then I could penetrate with my queen here, and with the queen and the pawn, there's lots of threats on the back rank there. Okay, what's the time situation? I've got 3 minutes. He's got 5 minutes. Lots of time. And what's the count? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm up the exchange. So up a couple pawns in the exchange. Just got to get all my pieces involved in the attack, and I think his king is so exposed. It's got to be fatal. Maybe just queen to f3 directly is a move, because then I'm threatening to come in on the light squares here and here. Queen to f3, knight here or knight here are the only way to attack the queen, and I still get this check, or this check. Oh no, and the knight here guards that square. So queen f3, knight e4, e5. Queen f3, knight e5. Queen here, check. And the knight's guarding a lot of key squares. Oh, maybe I just hack the knight off with my bishop and then come in with my queen. Okay, he's still thinking. Let's see. It's been 2 minutes. Let's see if he's still connected. It's a tough position. Okay, he moved. Queen there. So he wants to trade queens. I don't think I want to trade queens. So let's not trade queens. He gets his queen back to defend. Not a bad idea. So still queen f3 to come in on the light squares. Also hitting this, hitting the pawn on f. I gave up a pawn for no reason. That's annoying. That is annoying. I forgot that was. Okay, so I can check here and grab this pawn. I still have my checks covered.
Check.
He's got to go back to defend his knight. So I'll take here with check.
Check.
And now, yeah, that annoying knight is controlling squares. So let's see, queen on the other side of the board maybe. I'm not sure the best way to get there. Maybe just back. So that gives me two options. I can come f3, h5, or I can go directly to h8. So he's going with the knight. There. And that covers h5. So how about if I come here with the queen? Okay, I still have the king covered against checks, but he has a check here at the knight and a check there. So I have a check here that drives the king somewhere, or a check here which drives the king to the back row. It's probably a little more effective.
Check.
He can go to that square and its mate, so he goes to this square. And if I take here, if he gives this check and tries to win my bishop, I can take back with the queen. And I should have enough material to win this endgame. Tricky play, tricky play. Oh, it's checkmate. Unbelievable. He can just checkmate me here. Queen takes g2 as mate. I was thinking about the knight. Wow, that's terrible.
Checkmate.
Okay, well, I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.